Our world feels ordinary, normal. It seems like this is simply how humans exist and always have existed. But that's not true. Never before have we lived in a world so sophisticated and tailored to our needs. This grants us the luxury of letting our minds wander without worrying about survival. Food, shelter, safety, all more or less guaranteed. Yet we're the exception. For over 99% of human history, life was completely different. And there's no single human story. Our journey begins 6 million years ago when the Hominini tribe split off, ending our kinship with apes. 2.8 million years ago, the genus Homo emerged, the first humans. We like to think we're the only humans, but that's far from accurate. When we, Homo sapiens, appeared 200,000 years ago, at least 6 other human species existed. Cousins with comparable intelligence and abilities, which must have been terrifying, like living among aliens. Some thrived remarkably. Homo erectus, for instance, survived over 2 million years, 10 times longer than modern humans have existed. These other humans vanished roughly 10,000 years ago. We don't know why they went extinct. Modern humans carry a few percent of Neanderthal and other human DNA, indicating some interbreeding, but certainly not enough to merge species. We can't determine whether our cousins disappeared from losing resource battles or through a series of minor genocides. Regardless, only we remained. Back to humanity's beginning. 2.8 million years ago, early humans used tools but didn't advance much for over 2 million years until they mastered fire. Fire meant cooking, which made food more nutritious, contributing to brain development. It also produced light and warmth, extending days and making winters bearable. Beyond driving away predators, fire could be used for hunting. Burning forests or grasslands provided smaller animals, nuts, and tubers already roasted. From 300,000 years ago onward, most human species lived in small hunter-gatherer communities. They had fire, wood, and stone tools, planned ahead, buried their dead, and developed distinct cultures. Most importantly, they communicated, probably in a proto-language less complex than ours. If we had a time machine, how far back could we go, take some babies, raise them today, and nobody would notice they're different? This is heavily debated. Anatomically modern humans emerged 200,000 years ago, but we probably couldn't go further than 70,000 years back to find behaviorally modern humans. Earlier babies likely lacked crucial genetic mutations necessary for developing brains capable of modern language and abstract thinking. Around 50,000 years ago, an explosion of invention occurred. Tools and weapons became more advanced. Culture grew more complex. From this point, humans possessed versatile brains and sophisticated language to share information more efficiently and thoroughly. This enabled much closer cooperation, distinguishing us completely from every other creature on Earth. Not our relatively weak bodies and inferior senses, but our capacity for flexible cooperation in large groups, unlike inflexible bee swarms or intimate but small wolf packs. With our brain's evolution, we became capable of something life hadn't achieved before. First, acquiring knowledge quickly. Second, preserving that knowledge across generations. Third, building upon previous knowledge to gain deeper insights. This sounds simple, but until then, information passed between generations largely genetically, which wasn't efficient. Still, for the next 40,000 years, human life remained mostly unchanged. There was little to build upon. Our ancestors were just another animal. Building a skyscraper without knowing what a house is proves difficult. While it's easy feeling superior to our ancestors, that's ignorant. Humans from 50,000 years ago were survival experts. They carried detailed mental maps of their territory, their senses finely tuned to surroundings. They knew and remembered vast information about plants and animals. They could manufacture complicated tools requiring years of practice and considerable skill. Their bodies compared to today's athletes because of daily demands, and they maintained extensive social lives within their tribes. Survival required so many abilities that early modern humans' average brains were possibly larger than today's. As a group, we know more now, but as individuals, our ancestors were superior. Then, 12,000 years ago, simultaneously in multiple locations, humans developed agriculture. Everything changed rapidly. Previously, surviving as hunter-gatherers demanded outstanding physical and mental abilities across all areas from everyone. With agriculture's beginning, individuals could increasingly rely on other skills for survival. This meant some could specialize. Perhaps they worked on better tools, bred more resilient plants or superior livestock. Perhaps they started inventing things. As agriculture became increasingly efficient, what we call civilization began. Agriculture provided reliable, predictable food, enabling humans to store large quantities for the first time, much easier with grain than meat. Food stores needed protection, leading communities to live in closer quarters. Initially, simple defensive structures were built. Organizational needs grew. The more organized we became, the faster things became efficient. Villages became cities, cities became kingdoms, kingdoms became empires. Human networking exploded, creating opportunities for knowledge exchange. Progress became exponential. Around 500 years ago, the scientific revolution began. Mathematics, physics, astronomy, biology, and chemistry transformed everything we thought we knew. Shortly after came the Industrial Revolution, laying the foundation for the modern world. As our overall efficiency increased exponentially, more people could dedicate lives to humanity's advancement. More revolutions followed. The computer's invention, its evolution into a medium we all use daily, and the internet's emergence shaped our world. It's hard grasping how quickly this all happened. Roughly 125,000 generations since the first human species emerged. About 7,500 generations since physiologically modern humans appeared. 500 generations ago, what we call civilization began. 20 generations ago, we learned to practice science, and the internet became available to most people just one generation ago. Today, we live in the most prosperous age humanity has ever experienced. We've transformed this planet, from its atmospheric composition to massive landscape changes, and regarding other existing animals. We illuminate night with artificial stars and place people in metal boxes in the sky. Some have walked on our moon. We've placed robots on other planets. We've looked deep into the universe's past with mechanical eyes. Our knowledge and capacity to expand and store it have exploded. The average student today knows more about the universe than scholars did centuries ago. Humans dominate this planet, though our dominion remains fragile. We're not particularly different from our ancestors 70,000 years ago, but your lifestyle has existed only 0.001% of human history. We cannot say what the future holds. We're building a skyscraper but aren't sure whether it stands on solid foundation or we're building on quicksand. Let's leave it at this. Next time you miss your train, your burger isn't hot enough, or someone cuts in line, remember how special this created human world is. Perhaps it's not worth getting upset over these small things.